Welcome to my channel, to everyone who's new here, and of course to those of you who are back again. Great to have you here. Bitcoin is currently trading at 84,483 US dollar. In this video we will take a look together at possible scenarios for the price development of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Things remain exciting, so make sure to watch until the end. You will also find another video on my channel where I analyze various altcoins daily. That's definitely worth checking out. And also worth checking out is the crypto exchange mexc, which has a higher trading volume than Bitget, OKX and Bybit. But the huge difference are the taker fees, 0.01% for opening and closing a trade on mexc. As you can see, the taker fees of the other exchanges are far more higher. You also have 100 pairs with zero fees. Here you can have here a huge list of popular altcoins which you can trade with, zero fees. And also, if you want another 20% discount, then you can use my link, which you can find in the video description. So let's talk about Bitcoin. What did Bitcoin do? So basically we have said here, this might be a rectangle. If we break that to the downside, which we haven't, but if, then we would have got into the area 83,790 US dollar, but we broke that to the upside. So we take the same target and put it to our breakout point. Here we got it closed, so I can delete it now. What I have tracked also was a rising wedge. I haven't done a video yesterday, so you couldn't have known it, but we also got into that target. What I did was I entered a short trade here. Once we broke the panel to the downside, it didn't work that well, but I have increased my position size here, so I'm basically in profits with Bitcoin at the moment. And yes, let's talk about the scenarios which can happen soon. I think in the weekend it's more tricky to trade because we are missing volume in the weekend. And also keep in mind, Friday and Monday are also similar to a weekend since we have since the exchanges are closed. We are missing volume to get our patterns activated and traded pretty well. If we have here a rising wedge, for example, we are missing the volume to get even more down. Yeah, in this case it worked, but as you can see, the panel didn't work that well. That is because the market makers have they need less money to get into liquidation areas, and probably in that area was liquidity to take. So the market makers pumped it up to the upside. Yeah, it can happen on the weekend, but it doesn't matter. For now, I think this can be a double top pattern. It doesn't look like one, but if we zoom in, then we can see even on the 50 minutes chart that we have a wick here. So let's take out the wick and just focus on this top here. And you can see that this top here is almost similar to this one and this one. So it's basically valid for me, that double top pattern. If we break that to the downside, which is currently the orange trend line here at 84,300 US dollar, then we take the length of, I took the less, here, this one, the less bearish one, put it to our breakout point then, and then you can see 83,100 US dollar are the target of, is the target of that double top pattern. Here you can also see at 83,100 US dollar we got support here twice and also here once, so it can work, but I think we are going to drop a little bit more. I have to put the price tag right on the orange trend line. 83,065 US dollar would be my target for Bitcoin, but also keep in mind, if the 83,060 US dollar break to the downside, then this price development could just be a rectangle, a bigger one. And if that breaks to the downside as well, then the target would be the 80,380 US dollar. So what if we break the 83,065 dollars to the downside? I have put two circuits on the chart. The first one is between 81,300 US dollar to 81,800 US dollar. In that case, I'm going to take some profits because I think we are getting probably a major bounce probably we break that to the downside, get a small bounce here, again down, and then I think we are getting a major bounce. And after that, we have the chance to get into our next circle. And what I'm going to do is, like I said, taking profit in my first circle where I take out 50% out of my trade. If we break it then to the downside, then I have at least another 50% going for the fair value gaps between 79,460 US dollar to 80,200 US dollar. So this is my game plan for Bitcoin at the moment. It looks like to me that the 78,950 US dollar are our most important support. If we lose that, then I think Bitcoin can go down to 70k. I've put here a huge circle where we have fair value gaps from a few months ago. So I think once we break that to the downside, we are probably going to fish that. Also, the 85,660 US dollar, they didn't break to the upside. So basically, if we don't break that to the upside, then we can't expect Bitcoin going for the 88,000 to 89,400 US dollar. So if we break the $84,300 to the downside, then I'm going to take out the circle above. So I think we are not getting there very soon. I think then we are getting a huge push to the downside where we then get up later. And what I want to see is, since we have bearish patterns, if they break to the downside, I expect bounces on the support level. And then we break another one, we get a bounce. Then we get another break to the downside and then a bounce. And then I want to see a nice trend line, which we can then use as long entry in the future. Because after that, we have to see if we hold a higher low for Bitcoin, and a higher low would be, if we get somewhere here, then it would be still a higher low on the bigger chart. As you can see, we have here a low, here a very small higher low. Here we have a higher low, and this one would be also a higher low. If we get here a higher low, then I think we can push for far higher prices for Bitcoin and also then for the altcoins. So let's begin with the biggest altcoin, Ethereum. So what I have tracked for Ethereum was here a rectangle or a double bottom pattern, double top pattern, doesn't matter. It broke to the upside instead to the downside. I expected that it breaks to the downside. It didn't do. We broke it to the upside and we got into the target. So I can take this out. I can make this trend line also white. This one too. So those aren't active anymore. What I've also tracked was a rising wedge, which broke to the downside. The target is the 1,550 US dollar. Also keep in mind, we had here an ascending triangle on your left. This one. Ascending triangle, which also broke to the downside. And the target here is the 1,390 US dollar. So if we get a major push to the downside, then my first take profit area would be the 1,530 US dollar to 1,515 US dollar. Hold on, I made this trend line by accident. It is a horizontal trend line, not an uptrend trend line. Doesn't matter. I will fix that after the video. If we also break that to the downside, yeah, here I have my first take profit. Then I think the next area is going to be interesting between 1,470 US dollar to 1,485 US dollar, where I would also close my Ethereum short position completely. If we break that to the downside, then we can talk about other short entries. But I think if we hold a higher low here, then Ethereum has a lot of potential to go even upwards, probably 2.5k, 3,000 US dollar. So that's my game plan for Bitcoin and Ethereum at the moment. I'm in both short. Also in the other coins I'm short. The only coin which is currently in huge losses is Render, because Render did a huge bullish push to the upside and I was in the short trade a bit earlier. It doesn't matter to me. we will talk about that in the altcoin update. So if you are interested in the altcoin update, then you have to wait, I think, 45 minutes, and then the next video is online and you can watch it and enjoy it. So thank you for watching, and see you hopefully in the altcoin update.